LR Gogeta Blue is one of the best units in the game, but how should you build his hidden potential? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the other 9th anniversary LR, the LR Gogeta Blue. This guy is an astounding unit, and he is doing just about everything. So the question is, what is the right hidden potential build? So we got you covered. We're going to go ahead and talk about what he's doing and figure out how to build him. So let's kick this off by looking at Gogeta in base form. He is a Fizz type, and he is a movie heroes category key 3 HP attack and defense 200% lead. On his 12 key, he is greatly raising attack and defense for the turn, and on his 18 key, he is infinitely raising defense while greatly raising attack for the turn. So he is an infinite defense stacker when in Super Saiyan. However, you're not going to be spending that much time in Super Saiyan. At best, you might get 2 appearances, maybe 3 or 4, depending on the event and whether or not you want that extra defense stack. But more often than not, once you hit his transformation period, you're going straight into Gogeta Blue. And we're going to talk about why that is here in a second. So he, on his passive when in Super Saiyan, he's getting key 2, attack and defense 154%. He has effective against all types, and he has attack and defense 100% when launching a super attack. He does have guard against all attacks for 3 turns from his first appearance, and he has an additional key 1 per key sphere obtained, plus an additional 2 if it is a rainbow key sphere, and he randomly changes non-fizz types to rainbow key spheres. He also has a guaranteed additional attack with a 70% chance of being a super attack when you get 1 or more rainbow key spheres. So, I mean, while he does have those extra attacks, you know, he's only getting 1 possible raise for that turn off of his 18 key. However, the extra attacks do help him defensively, especially early on, where you know some of these newer bosses, they can hit over 1 million supers on turn 1. So having this does help him, especially with that 3-turn guard. Now, however, once that 3-turn guard goes away, then it can kind of cause him some trouble, and that's why I'm talking about, like, more often than not, you're probably going straight into Gogeta Blue after that turn, after that 3rd appearance, because, you know, now you have no guard to protect you, and you're reliant on the 3 stacks he got prior, which may or may not be enough depending on the event. Now, the transformation condition is simple. It's simply turn 4 or 3rd appearance, depending on, you know, what turn he starts, right? If he starts turn 2, it's his 2nd appearance. If he starts turn 1, it's his 3rd appearance. But once you transform, he recovers HP 54%. He also has key 3, attack and defense 200%. He is effective against all types as well. He has an additional 100% when launching a super attack. He gets an additional 2 key per key sphere obtained. He randomly changes non-fizz types to rainbow key spheres. He also launches a guaranteed additional super attack. He also launches an additional super attack with 1 or more key sphere obtained. So 2 possible guaranteed super attacks depending on whether or not you get those rainbow orbs. He has a 70% chance to evade enemies' attacks. He increases his critical hit chance per 20% per attack evaded. He also has a great chance to nullify Ki Blast super attacks and counter with tremendous power. He does have an active skill that can be activated after his next appearance once he transforms, and it massively raises attack temporarily, causing ultimate damage, and for that turn, all attacks are directed at Gogeta. Now, this does not apply to AoEs, as we have discovered. However, in every other attack will be directed at him. I guess they didn't want to break him too much, right? So, looking at all of this together, you may be wondering, what is the best build for him? Because, like the Broly, even more so because he also has dodge, he is doing everything. He has additional attacks, he has critical hit, he has effective against all types, and he has a 70% chance to dodge. So really, where do you go with this guy? Especially when you also consider his 18 key on the Gogeta Blue form does raise attack for 4 turns. So he can get even more powerful depending on how many of these he gets. So this is a tough one, right? When we look at the hidden potential here, right, over on the Dokkan Wiki, since he is a Fizz type, we know that he has a minimum, at 79%, he's going to have a maximum of 20 nodes for combo attack if you go full additional attack, meaning he can gain a 40% chance to launch an extra super attack. So when we combine that with everything he's doing in blue, right, he's got his 18 key. If you get a rainbow key sphere, he's got 2 extra attacks from that, so that's 3 super attacks right there. Factor in the hidden potential, and that is a total of 4 super attacks he can do in a turn. 5 if you include the active skill turn, or a counter if he does get one, right? So when you consider that, additional seems like the way to go, especially since he is stacking in base, right? Those extra supers, while not raising for the turn, will assist him in just getting that little extra defense. He doesn't need critical hit like at all, because even if you don't get the extra dodges to bump this critical hit chance up, and it is not for the turn, right? Once he gets the dodge and he bumps it up, and it will not stop till it gets to 100% rate. So he doesn't need critical hit, because even if he didn't get this, he has effective against all types, so you don't need crit on this guy. He doesn't need dodge, really. I mean, he already has a 70% chance to dodge, so giving him extra evasion as a Fizz type only nets you an extra 15% chance, and it needs to be stated that that's not in addition to the 70%, right? That is a separate proc all in itself. So you have a 70% chance. If you miss that 70% chance, you have a 15% chance to proc the second dodge through the hidden potential. So I don't know that sacrificing an extra super is worth the tiny bit of extra chance. Now, what you could do is go, I would say, honestly, looking at everything he's doing, the best hidden potential build I could see for him, all right, this is just my opinion now, is a full additional build, right? So max 20, go with the max 20 additional attacks, and then add in a supplemental dodge build, because he absolutely has no use for crit, so I wouldn't even bother clicking those nodes. I would just go critical combo attack, additional attack, and evasion. That is the way to go for him. And you know, if you feel like you're more on the evasion side rather than going full evasion, supplement the evasion through hidden potential's skill orbs, right? Grab some special movie heroes or fusion ones from the events, or just whatever extra dodge ones you have lying around, and slap them on in his silver or gold slot, and that will bump him up to, I think, what can he get? He can get 11, right? So if that 10, you could bump him up to 21 dodge in addition to 20 critical hit and 20 additional attack, especially if you have like an additional attack and evasion combo. That would be even better for him, for a skill orb to attach to him. So honestly, I think that is the best way to go for this guy. I wouldn't sacrifice the chance of that extra super, because offense, looking more and more at some of these newer events, while yes, the dodge is helpful, you really need that offense, because you do not want to be in these fights longer than you have to be. The longer you're in those fights, the more likely it is you're going to take damage you don't want. And so I think making sure your units have that decent balance of offense, right, especially when guys like this Gogeta have an insane amount of offense, and that little bit of defense is helpful, but the offense more so. So anyways, guys, that is it for the video. That is my recommendation for Gogeta's hidden potential build. Full additionals, supplement the dodge, and let him go to work. He will do everything you need him to and more. So if you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, how would you build LR Gogeta Vlue. If you managed to pull dupes for him on the anniversary, what did you do? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're watching this in the future and it's Global's anniversary, tell me, how is it going? Would love to hear in the comments down below. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and aloha.